All right, so a little bit of green candle off of R1 heading up to R2. And yeah, so things are still green, very much green. The GEX is posting very green, which is, can't say I'm surprised, whichever. And SPY is going up to R2, 44535. All right. Thinking about doing, starting a fitness challenge in April for the fitness channel if you're on the Discord. Just something fun to do on the side. If you're interested, if you're in that kind of thing. Hey, morning. What's up, Maddie? How you doing? Clarence, Reznov. How you doing? Nada. All right. Let me bring up the options chain, pick out some strikes that we're looking at here. Let me take a look at the deltas. We haven't seen this level of VIX in a while, so you're going to see the premiums adjust. You're definitely going to see things shake out a little bit differently. March 21st, today is 0D. Make sure I'm SPX. I'm not. I'm on the futures. So right now it's a 444.38 to 445.49 and 50. So it look at a dollar range, and just buying up even more. Just buying up even more. I'm gonna go with 44. And where are we at now? We are 44.72. I'm gonna go with 44.90s and 44.60s. Nice even round number. They have good volume. They have the deltas on them are 0.38, so that sits more in lines of what I'm looking at. So let's do 44.90, 44.60s, and then on the on the watch list. If you notice, I added a couple of different categories for trades. SPX 44.90 calls, 44.60 puts. For SPY, let's do 445s. I'm going to do 447 calls and then 444 puts. Straight up. This thing is straight up after open from 444.34. Now we're going on a $2 move from the opening position. How do I feel about the 200 moving average, which is SPY is about to touch from below? That's a key point. If we can reclaim that 200 and hold that 200, we could have some potential for that. Now, this strong green action is now we popped pre-market or post-market highs, new highs from Friday, and off we go to 446.09. Nasdaq is not necessarily the same. They are red while the S&P is green. Well, the S&P is green. Nope, I have not offloaded those puts yet. I'm actually about to add to them. We'll see though. I'm going to give this a few more potatoes. I'll let you know when I sell them. So the bonds have been tanking all pre-market long, and it's sending XLF up green here. That's why you see the futures, the S&P here is so much more green than the Nasdaq. The futures are now up 0.4 and just rocketing, and the Nasdaq is kind of puttering down here. They are down 0.05. So crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I tried to get a fill. I left an open order in for ES at 44.25 overnight, and I was hoping I would wake up to a fill order and a nice hefty gain, but unfortunately, it didn't quite get down that far. It got down to 44.31, and then here we are sitting at 44.70. That would have been a nice win there, but that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. One of my favorite plays is buying the big dip, whether or not the market's bearish, bullish, red, or whatever. To buying the big red dips over pre-market because it always comes back to flat to open the market. So it's a great trade to go long futures sometime in the middle of the night. $450 by the end of the week. We might have $450 by the end of the day if this keeps up. How do I feel about? Oh yeah, where do you answer that question? So, yeah. Thanks, Trey. Welcome, welcome. Let me know if you got any questions. right here. Is there a way to defend the put? March 23rd. I didn't take March 23rd. I took March 25th. To defend, are you talking or is there a way to defend a March 23rd 410 put? That thing's going to be moving pretty aggressively. That's way outside the money, and it's a close expiration. So that thing is going to decay very quickly if you're wrong. So for that position, you may be looking for an exit soon. You can hedge with a call, but unless we start making a very aggressive move down to 410, that position is not going to go green very quickly at all. Are the futures really that predictable? Yes. Yes. Some of my biggest weekly wins are made on exactly what I just said. You wait for the big red. It doesn't matter how red the market is. It always at least retraces some of that into the open. So, and I say always. I would say most of the time, not always. But anytime there's some big red action, buy the dip in pre-market. Somewhere around 5 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Eastern in the morning, you go long futures and just hold them to the open. Just hold them. And I guarantee you most of the time you'll make good money. All right, so we got a little bit of green shot out right at the gate. That was a $2 move straight out of the gate. Futures are sitting at 44.72 and up to right above R2. Just kind of touched R2 a little bit above it and got a little red to start that off. What instruments you connected to in bookmap? The DX feed. I'm using the DX feed right now. All right, so we came right up to 44.75, and we've got a little bit of resistance right here. We'll see how that starts to act, and we've got a little bit below support below it at 44.67, as we're just hovering right here at R2. If we go trend up again for like the 5th day in a row, that's just crazy. Just crazy. One of the things we're going to discuss heavily is once we do identify this is going to be an upwards trending day or downwards day, whatever we get this week, don't fight the trend. I have a bad habit of playing counter trend scalps, not necessarily day trades, but scalps, which is great for me. I'm very, I have a good eye for it. But when you're trying to do this on a public scale and teach you all, it's a harder trade to do. So I'm going to try to clean that up and just necessarily we'll do a retroactive analysis on any kind of counter trend scalps and then do live, obviously try to catch a trend. We'll see what happens here though. NASDAQ 14,472. And SPY nothing but green right up to R2 44640. Bostic sees inflation at 4.1% by the end of the year. Crazy stuff. Where's Boeing at right now? Where's their stock at? Let's see. I'm going to have my eye on Boeing with this big downside. I think it all depends on what the initial crash is. If it's something like maybe like it was shot down out of the sky, obviously it's not Boeing's fault and the stock will rebound pretty quickly if something like that happens. I remember that happened a couple years ago that it came out. I think that was actually when Russia shot down one of those flights. Would a call debit spread be a good hedge against long puts? It's one of the many options you have. Yeah. So right now we've got a lot of resistance here at 44.73. Sure thing, Fuel. Sure thing. That's what you got to do it. You got to roll with the punches. Roll with the punches. NASDAQ still green. How's XLF doing? XLF is small red there. Everything else is getting a nice upwards climb. Let's go with NASDAQ here. Got a lot going on right there. All right, now we got a little bit of red right off that top. Let's see if we get a little bit of retracements here. That was obviously a very aggressive pop. It looks like it's going to sputter just a little bit here. And then 445.87. Let's let the morning shake out and identify what this market is going to do. Honestly, if I were to put my finger on something that I would love for this thing to just chop in the range. The VIX is finally below 25. It's 23.95, so we may not get a very large move like we are accustomed to. I would love for this thing to fizzle out in a range and play some zero spreads. I'd love that. All right, so a little green there off of R2, right down to it. And look, we just ate up all that. Well, we added liquidity of 44.63 after rejecting right off here at 44, what is that? 44.74, didn't quite all the way get up that high. And now we're just kind of trickling a little bit here. Just trickling a little bit. Let's see, got some questions. Do I consider the morning range of the day at 10 from 9:30 to 10:05? Yeah, Eastern. What I usually do in my spread strategy is the only time I'll make trades is I'll take 0 DTE trades for my day trades, and then after that I'll only play tranches for Friday expiration. So I don't play 1 DTE spreads unless they are a tranche for Friday. So on Thursday, yeah, I'll play them because that's 1 day away from Friday. But that's it. Correct. Yeah, I'm doing SPX spreads over SPY for because it's cash settled, which removes the assignment risk, and then tax purposes is great. But the thing is, the tax purposes is not really going to affect all that many people unless you actually have some significant gains over the course of the year. So, but yeah, for the main thing is the assignment thing. Nice red candles. So got a little bit of red here off of that top 44649 spike. Looking good, looking good. Oh man, bonds, very interesting action, off big time. They're down 1.4% off of Friday's highs, way on down, and they're still spiking, which could throw some a little bit of selling action in here. Let's see how that absorbs that off of the R2. Everyone's a little gun shy to play any puts or downside after last week, and rightfully so. That was ridiculous. It never ever let up. The only significant downside we had was the hour prior enduring FOMC, and then after that, it was just gas pedal all week long. Boeing plane crashed. Yep, it was a 737 next gen. Nice, Rock. Booyah. So I posted a intro to futures guide on YouTube this past weekend, just a kind of intro of what the futures are, how many different you can play, and how the payouts work on those, and just to kind of give an example of how I used them to hedge last week. We'll talk a little bit more about hedging in another YouTube video coming up. It's just a very dynamic environment, so I'm going to save that for a separate video altogether. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Let me know. Straight red off that top. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's come all the way back down to the bottom. That'd be awesome. NASDAQ is definitely a little bit more bearish here. They are coming down 14,368, about to test their pre-market lows, as we have a little bit. Now we're through the VWAP. We're through the 8. We're coming off down, on down to R1. XLF is at the bottom of their range. They sold off all that green. XLY is coming off as well. A little healthy selling action. I think the best thing we could see right now in this market is a sell-off right here. Not sell-off is a strong word. Any kind of downside. We need to have healthy adjustment to what happened last week. Otherwise, we're all going to be gun-shy on getting on that trigger as we just rocket. So 4 days in a row of rocketing is pretty aggressive. We need some healthy action to restabilize this options chain. Booyah. Let's see. Watch list over SPX. Just one more green day. Why do you need one more green day? All right, here is the book map. So we got a little bit right there that just popped up at 44.57, a little bit of green. A little congestion in this mid to lower 44.50 area after blasting that 44.75. Well, you know, exactly what I said are curious. What I said in pre-market is that the most interesting thing about everything that happened last week is that there was virtually no call buying relative to everything else that was happening. And usually when we see a bear rally, we see very high call buying volume. If you remember back the last time we rallied, like Tesla, for example, had 50% of the market share of call buying, and SPY, like the call volume was off the charts. But here, on that crazy rally, very little call buying. So, which brings in a lot of empty space below us. It's kind of like a house built on sand here. Which is why I'm thinking about playing the downside before we go back up. We need to repair that damage below us. So NASDAQ is still falling, 14,376, and SPY is still down to under R2. All right, get some green, get some green. Yeah, I'll be announcing this. I'll be typing up an announcement, and I'll be probably posting it today. New lows on the Nasdaq. Interesting action. I like it. I like it. Red action. Look at that. Look at that Nasdaq coming on down. Red, not green. Sorry. Yeah, I've got a lot going on. Oh man. So I appreciate y'all posting in the guinea pig channel that I posted for Tier 4, by the way. I got a lot of good feedback from that, and I'll be correlating all that data to try to just develop some awesome products for you all. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. What a beautiful move. I'm not colorblind. I wouldn't be a pilot if I was colorblind. That's for sure. That is faux shizzle. All right, so look at that, man. Tech is actually getting smoked right now. XLF is nice and was red, but now I got a little green at the bottom there. But Nasdaq, Tech, man, taking a smoke show right there. Apple, big red. Amazon, Microsoft. Amazon's definitely a little more bearish than the others. Below that other swing low, Nasdaq is coming down. Nvidia, Facebook new lows there too. So definitely looking a little heavy. It has definitely got a little bit of looking for profit taking come lower as we are adjusting from last week. Let's take a look at UK. Bam, they flipped red. Nice healthy selling action there across the board. And on down, baby. On down. Bring it on down. I did a lot of research this weekend to kind of get a lot of perspective. I want to see a bullish perspective and a bearish perspective. And a couple of different articles popped up. One that yesterday, what the last week was a bear market correction. And everyone still says we're not in a bear market because we're not at 20% yet, which is obviously technically true. The Nasdaq was in a bear market, but that was some crazy stuff. And so their argument was that was a bear market correction, which we all think of corrections and downside from a bull market, but in a bear market, obviously that's what we get, that big upside there. And not to mention the light call volume. It kind of ties in, but we'll see how it starts to shake out. Do I primarily trade SPY? SPY, SPX, yeah. Yeah. The stream is a couple of seconds behind, 2, 3 seconds. Could you do a video on how and why you trade bookmap? Absolutely. That's going to be one of the next one's going to be an IBKR setup, and then once I kind of have a discussion with bookmap, we'll make sure that they're okay with me doing some videos on this, official videos. We'll do that. But yeah, 44.45 here is kind of just trickling right there on ES. Let's see if we can break that. Below that, 44.25 will be a key point of contention if we do get that far. But right now, I'm just kind of hanging out. We got a few minutes here before we get a nice move potentially, and we'll play that. Powell does speak today, yeah. So, yeah, all week long it was Vanna. Just crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Let's come over here. Not looking like it's a very strong bounce, if any. Just hovering right here at S1, and then coming down. If we come down to S3, that's considerable, which actually does correlate with the bookmap data. Does SPX always sell on an all-time high? It certainly feels that way. Yeah, but we're not even close to all-time highs. Um, there's a whole bunch of. I mean, this action that we saw this past week is not the normal action that we saw the last time we were at these levels. The very bullish levels. There's a difference between organized, healthy buying, bullish sentiment buying, and then what happened last week. Two different things. So last week were institutional plays and institutional reasons why we rallied that much. I mean, it's insane. Without a catalyst, you don't go 300 points in 3 days unless there's something going on behind the scenes, which is what it is institutional plays. What's up? How you doing? Am I looking to play any CS today? Call credit spreads? Credit spreads? Yeah, I am. I'm going to let this thing shake out. With the VIX being a little lower, I can anticipate much lower movement here, but you're going to get smaller credits too. So we'll see what we can shake out. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at it. No, they had a plane crash, Chris. They had a plane crash. NASDAQ flipped red again and still going down. And a little bit of red candle here for SPY. Interesting action. So yeah, look at this right here. We do have this 44 resistance right here. It's lighter, but still there. If we break that, look for 44.25 to be tested. And then below that, we've got a lot of volume forming, 44.12. A whole bunch of congestion under us, and not all that much above us. So I'm curious to where this thing is going to start to go. I don't like to put on a particular hat early in the week, Sunday night, Monday morning. I just want to let this thing go and kind of tell me what it's going to do. Kind of tell me what it's going to do. What's up, Nikolai? How you doing? First time chat. Couldn't last week be attributed to Vanna rally? Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. All the hedges started to come off, unraveled, smashed, and then we had the S&P rebalancing. We had quad wishing all the way into Friday. Went up, never looked back. The bookmap is on ES. Oil, yeah, I meant to mention that. Oil has spiked up again, back to 110 after dropping down to what, 94? I think they dropped down to, give or take. They're spiking up again, so we need to be aware of that. And that's why I'm cautioning you all about going back to flipping major bullish, is that there's a big if-and statement. And as I said in my market analysis here, we need to take 4,500 for me to start saying, all right, we're bullish now. Because nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. Inflation is still here. We still have 6 rate hikes coming. That could be more than what we anticipated. We still have oil that's spiking back up. We still have gas. We still have Ukraine. We still have Russia. We still have all these things. Nothing's changed. So I'm not quite ready yet to start putting away the salmon and putting my bullhorns on and start going crazy. I need to see 4,500 first. I just saw a hilarious meme on Twitter, and I'm stealing it, and I'm going to post it. I know. I'm going to wait. Lee Rat. I love it. All right, still holding S1, bottom of the range here. A couple minutes here till the morning starting to set. VIX is holding 24. And just figuring out where we're going to go here. I'm going to switch over to the 5-minute, look at some different trends. Not a lot of trends so far after the initial downside. 15-minute there. Figuring out where we want to go. A little green forming right here. What we going to do. Looking at the old book map. Still pinned right at 44.45. Maybe we'll get a release upwards or down. We'll see. If we break below here, I'm going to play downside to 44.25. In the event that happens, let's take a look at 44.40 puts on SPX if we break down. Nasdaq's still very heavy. There you go. I posted in the general chat. There you go. This is Trading View. You're looking at right here. Trading View. For day trading, not in the United States. I don't know. I don't think is IBKR. Fantastic. Once you get used to them, they're fantastic. Very quick fills, especially if you learn how to use hotkeys. Amazing stuff. I don't think E-Trade's offered outside the United States. If I'm right, those are the two I use. Other than that, I couldn't speak to a good platform. Ooh, more red. Below the range. That just popped new lows. And we're coming on down. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's watch bookmap. So we just ate up through that 44.44, and now coming down to 44.40. Blew right through that liquidity. See that big selling volume right there? Right there. Smoked it. Next stop, 44.25 if we drop below here, which would be pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. If you want to get filled the fastest, you go with the ask. But you're going to bring in more risk too because you're paying a higher price. But that's going to get you the fastest fills, or the buy, or the bid if you're doing short, if you're shorting. But yeah. Besides the whole GME saga, why do people dislike Robinhood? They're not a real broker. They're like a Pinocchio broker. They serve their purpose for an entry-level broker. If you want to just get in the market, throw a couple $100 in and learn, that's a great place to start. But once you kind of get your footing, highly recommend you get to a real broker. The fills are terrible. They are what they are. Not to mention when you start dealing with locking out people, it's like no bueno. You start besides the whole GME thing, just go with a good broker. Not so much movement just yet. We're just holding this line. Still coming on down, 44645. Yeah, buddy. Nice, healthy red action. Love to see this stuff. Love to see it. Just watching this particular level here, seeing if we can come on down to 44.25. I'll go long here if we approach that. In fact, what I might do is put in a buy order for that once I figure out I'm not going to short downwards or take puts here. We'll see. All right, all right. Beautiful action, though. This is what we need to see. This is what we need to see in order to have a healthy market. So now I am going to take a look at some potential, see how far down I can get some 0 DT positions today. Haven't touched any Friday tranches yet. Ooh. I don't know if I like that. Bam. 43.70. So we broke through all that. 44.40 is gone. Let's watch it touch 44.30 coming on down if we can get that far. We'll see. Little green candle. VIX has moved. I mean, VIX has gone from 2380 to 2480, 2473. I mean, VIX has moved, and that's because this is a slow grind down. It's not spiking hard because we're not the bottom's not falling out. We're just grinding down. So it's still working right. Everything's good. All right, so now let's see how it navigates this particular resistance, 44.47, which is just at S1. Nice, Nomad Trader, well done. No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, make sure you're doing the TVC VIX too, by the way. As a side note, this morning's trend down paid me a year's salary. You made a year's salary on SPY's $2.50 move? That must have been a huge play. Well done. Well done. Wow. A year's salary because I don't work. Love it. Love it. You went long on Boeing? I like it. I'm not sure. I'm not looking to go long on that yet until I figure out the cause of the crash. All right, so that green candle eating up another red. NASDAQ is still going low, baby. Still going low. XLF is there. Everything else is still kind of downward trending. Uh-oh. Bulletin received. I love when it does that. Post those news updates. Guy scares me. How am I feeling about BABA? I ain't touching any of those Chinese stocks right now. That market is so tumultuous. I ain't touching any of that. No thanks. No, for sure. I mean, it was a straight is a vertical nose down dive. 8,000 feet per minute is virtually straight down. So, trust me, when I see those details, I mean, something went horribly wrong. Either they were shot out of the sky or structural failure. So, the good thing is about that is that for the family's sake, is that the people that were on board were they were out before they even hit the ground. So, which is good for them. Quick, make it quick. All right, 14266 right there. SPY just under S2, and we're stuck right down here. There's a news headline. Someone said there was a news headline. I didn't see any news. I couldn't speculate. I have no idea. No idea. Shopify's down 15%. Dang. All right, so we're still holding this 44 level. It's getting a little weaker here. If we take that out, watch for 44.25. So. Oh, okay. That's what it was. Biden comments. I was looking for everyone to talk about news. Like, I don't see any news. Well, now I see it. So still trickling right here, 44.41. Trying to get these puts back to break even from Friday. If y'all are following along here, I took puts near the top, not quite at the top, from Friday on hope of a retracement. And they're just almost back to break even. Love your streams. Thank you for doing this other days so that we could. Yeah, what's up, Mitch? How you doing? I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday streams for the YouTube, and I stream every day in the Patreon Discord channel. So. 298 people watching. If you wouldn't mind, hit that like button for me so we can start to expand the viewership of the channel. Helps us grow a little bit. Help those algos do the thing. The good algos, not the bad algos. The bad algos are the ones that make you lose a lot of money. The good algos are the ones that help us with the YouTube. Yeah, I'm still looking at 44.25, Mohammed. I'd love to see us get down there so I could take a long position because right now we're just kind of hanging out bottom of the range. NASDAQ is still very much bearish. We've got a little bit of news coming out. Russia's saying that they invaded Poland, or they crossed over into Poland's airspace, and they're going to cut diplomatic ties with the U.S., which are kind of stair-stepping towards war. The first thing you do is you cut diplomatic ties. That's one of the first things you do, and that happens. So I'm not saying we're going to war, but I'm just trying to let everybody know, hey, that's still on the table. Don't get faked out by a huge 300-point downward move, and you're like, oh, but we were bullish. No, we weren't. So just stay on your toes. That's all I'm saying. Don't be bullish or bearish. How about that? Just be water. Yeah, I did use the H word, didn't I? I did use the H word. But I think it was a good risk-reward play. So let's see. All right, a lot of resistance came in at 44.77. All this just came on. Now we're just hovering out right there between 44.50, 44.40. You see this? So all this tells me we are in a nothing sandwich. We've got the bottom bread here. We got the bottom bread here. And now we're just a patty smack right there. Between 44.50 and 44.40. So what I'll look at doing, long above, short below, See if it can come down. Once we get to 44.25, I'll close shorts, and we'll go long for at least a scalp. See if we can catch a runner off 44.25. Right now, that's the plan. And those of course, SES prices. Bruce Lee, that's right. That dude was a beast. And of course, remember this. Bonds are just straight down off the morning. Right here. All right, so here we go. Testing 44.50 again. And a rejection right there. Just waiting. And more red. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so XLF is climbing up here as well. Everything else is downward. So XLF is the only thing that's upwards trending in the top 5. Now we get XLI is up, but these are the top lower X's. Real estate's getting smoked. If you noticed, I removed the bottom 2, utilities and materials, because they were so small. I wanted to go ahead and remove those, make room for everything else. So I added the Russell 2000 and added the micros features to my watch list, and I just want to make room for those. Red candle. And the NASDAQ just popped new lows as well. Yeah, let today be a decision point to what happens the rest of the week. Let today form your opinions, because things are starting to look a little hairy at the moment. NASDAQ is straight down off of their highs of what we got to 44.62, and now it's down to 244. So 200 points off. 200 points off on the NASDAQ, and SPY is testing new lows here. Look at that, eating up the 44.40. Now we're coming down. So the 44.40 is gone. Now we're coming on down to 35. Increase in selling volume there. Wow. It was straight down. interesting because there's no flames, there's no fire. It's interesting straight down. When I see that, knowing what I know, man, that's either some sort of structural failure with the jack screw in the tail, or that's intentional by the pilots. One of the two. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Somebody posted, W Dog posted a Twitter, the video on Twitter in the general chat of that crash, but literally straight down. That's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, but that was a 737 max. That was the max. That was not the 800. All right, I am long futures right now just for a potential scalp. Just now entered to see if we get any relief off of this 44.40. And we'll see. Then if it comes back down, what I'll do is I'll close. I'll short down to S3. And then once we get to S3, which correlates with that bottom thing, I'll go long futures end. I'll look at going long calls SPX, probably 44.50 on SPX. So that's what we'll look at doing. So that's the plan right now. Let's see how that kind of shakes out. Bookmap right there, ate up all that 44.40. Still hovering this 44.38 area. NASDAQ slightly green. It looks like we're bouncing off that 8 EMA and coming on down. Bring this up here. What am I? Ooh, nice. Okay. So I'm almost about to break even on the puts from Friday. What I'm going to do we have a big resistance right here. So this just popped up. This just increased big time in this area here. So be on your toes. Be on your toes. Trying to figure out what this morning is going to do. Yeah, a black box can. I mean, it's tested to survive the worst of conditions. I mean, that's what that's for. So we'll see. All right, 44. Man, there's crap ton of resistance right here. There's 44.30, 44.25. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. Watching my puts, baby. There's 30 bucks. There's 29.30. Pivotal moment. Pivotal moment coming up. What's up, Sling? Yep, I'm streaming. What's up? On Bookmap, what does 851 at 425 mean? That is the open amount of liquidity right there. NASDAQ is straight down. Tech is still getting roasted. We're pinned right here at 44.35. I'm going to flip over to see what the NASDAQ's got pinned. Still same way, same level, a lot of resistance right there. Yes, correct. Correct. Is there a spread strategy on SPY with no risk of assignment? Is it only long calls puts to avoid a blow up? You can do spreads on SPY, and yes, there is a risk of assignment, but there's a couple of ways to think about that. I mean, yeah, you can get assigned outside of inside the money, but you probably won't. The problem is if you start getting if you let the position goes in the money and you close in between your long and short leg, then you're going to have some issues because a lot you're going to get assigned on your shorts, but you can execute the longs. It's really not that big a deal as long as you know how to manage it. I would caution though because you can get caught in a situation where you don't have the funds to cover the margin potentially if the stars align in a bad position. So here's my thinking. Above 44.43, if we take out this level, I'll go long calls. If we break down below here, I'll go long calls at 44.25. I'll try to short this little move, but it'll probably happen pretty quick. We'll see what we can do. But I think a longer play is go for a scalp call off 44.25 and let it see if we could turn into a retracement back to the the AM range, or break out above 44.45 and we'll play calls the same way. But obviously this will be a bigger move than this one. So. And now we be stuck. NASDAQ a little green. But not much. So watching this 44.45, that's what I'm watching. It came off with just a touch. NASDAQ a little green. Looking at SPX March 21st, let's go with 44.60 calls. Where are we at? 40. Let's do 44.50. Let's play a little closer to the money. I'm going to do 44.50 calls. A little closer. A little lower delta. 443 right at S2. NASDAQ's got a small green. Just wait. No entry on the calls yet. But we're just waiting. We're just waiting. I want above here or I want there. I'll try, like I said, I'll try to scalp some down here, but that's going to be a quick move, and I'll go long at 44.25 if we go down there. Yeah, XLF is downtrending again, so careful there. Nice, thanks for the heads up on that one. XLY downtrending, XLV as well. So all the top 5 X's are downtrending except for XLK. That kind of little upwards hook there. Looks like a fish hook. But yeah, XLF putting a little bit more pressure on, and we're just kind of hanging out here. I got the 44.50 calls up and ready. No entry on the calls yet. Oh, sorry, I'll put the watermarks on, and bam. All right. Yeah, everything seems to be putting on some pressure, but we are pinned in between some liquidity. That's why I'm not putting on a trade just right now. So we'll see what happens. I think it's what, 12:30 Eastern is the Powell speech? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think I saw 12:30. It's not going to be an official FOMC or anything, but he is expected to at least talk about inflation. So I'm curious to see how that's going to react, how the market's going to react to that. We're stuck on S2. All right, all right. So, looking for the next trade. I just want to form a plan. Kind of look through the data here. I'm just monitoring some news headlines as Russia headlines appear to be increasing today. All right, so we took out that 44.40 liquidity. That's gone. See that red line? Gone. More is put on under, so it looks like we may get a little bit of reprieve, maybe up to 44.50. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so I'm still holding my long futures here, but I haven't entered a call yet. I may throw in a call here as well. Ooh, that just came on 44.45. So I don't expect too much action. We'll see. Yeah, Heikin is, in fact, that's actually one of a detractor for day traders. That Heikin is a little too trendy and not enough reactive. But on that case, it will help you not jump the gun because they're a little more, they're a little slower, a little more peanut butter. I'm not expecting anything right now. I am very happy to see some sort of retracement this morning, but now to see where we're going to go from here. Me as well, Vet. I don't know if he's even listening, but me and him are both long, right there. So watch right here. Now that the orders have shifted from 40 to 45. This has still not come off. That's still very much there. Watch for some sort of retracement here or a rejection. NASDAQ turning up. Let's take a look at XLF right there. Man, that all that liquidity just keeps shifting up and up and up and up. Now we got 44.7 going to 44.50. My long features are doing pretty well right now. We'll see how they go. I changed my chart setup in SPY. No, I didn't. That's XLF. This is SPY. Right there. I was monitoring XLF. All right. NASDAQ, continuation. Let's see if we can get back up. I would love to get these to VWAP. That would be a nice little ES win. I'd get about what? I'd get about 30 points. We'll see. All right, so a little bit of green. It's just kind of munching up and up and up. The liquidity is shifting up and up. Now we've got this 44.50 level to deal with, which is precisely mid to lower of the AM range. Still not looking. I'm still long futures. No calls. This is kind of trickling up there. Yeah. There we go. Russia now has combat ships in the North Black Sea. All right, there's a little green. Can't make a scene if you don't have the green. All right, next up, 44.50. In fact, what I'm going to do, ooh, a little bit of red. Didn't quite get there. I was going to close at 44.50. Red candles. Beautiful day. Happy spring for those who loathe wintertime. The only thing I like about winter is skiing. Outside of that, I want warm and sunshine. And man, has it been nice here. Our futures are better play on slow grind days. I would say on slow grind days, yeah. Future plays are better in addition to spreads. Play some spreads. VIX coming on down. Might get maybe a bounce here on the VIX. And SPY has got the red after coming up on 2 greens. Not much action. And we have to remember the conditions from last week to this week. Obviously, we are used to 30 VIX and above, which throws in a lot of volatility. But the VIX is now traced down to the lower 20s. So we may be in for some chop next few days. Let's keep that on the table as well until we get another move. What's up? From Southeast Asia, how you doing? All right. Not all that much action. Hey, from Singapore. Happy to have you all on. Thanks for joining. Hopefully we can get a move here soon. Germany estimates 10 million Ukrainian refugees in the next few weeks. It's a lot. Just on our S1 after bouncing off S2, which is nice to see. A little bit of a respect of that level, and then we're coming on up. The great thing about that is that correlates with this data right here. There was a large amount of liquidity. It's come off. Now we're coming back up to 44.50. We break 44.50, we might finally have a test of VWAP and then upwards to maybe the top of the range. We'll see if we retrace. But right now we're just kind of hanging out. Still long futures. No other plays. No other plays. For sure, Tristan. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. It's definitely humbling that people enjoy the streams, for sure. That is through bookmap. Actually have a call with bookmap here in about an hour to go over some details. So I would definitely will be off the stream before then. If we keep chopping here, we'll hang up a little bit. So yeah. I'm still holding those puts. I'm just scalping futures against them to build up profits. Right now, up pretty good. I'm up pretty good on these things. So try to close a VWAP. I'll try to close a VWAP. VWAP on ES is right there, 44.50, which corresponds with this level of liquidity. We break through it though. There's not much above until the top of the AM range if we break this. So I'm going to kind of hang out here. Look at that. Just ate through it now. Let's see if we can get through it. Another classic V-shaped recovery. We'll see. Oh, Vet got a better entry on his ES. I got in 441. He got in 440. He got me. Yeah, bookmap is pretty phenomenal, man. I'm not going to lie. It's one of my... I'm very excited about using this tool because it ties in perfectly with my system. Perfectly. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll do YouTube streams, and then every Tuesday, Thursday, I do the Discord streams. So I'm streaming every day, just only Monday, Wednesday, Friday on YouTube. Yeah, we'll see what they say. Obviously I can't demand discounts, but you know, I'm very interested to have a conversation with them, which will be in an hour. I'll let y'all know what the deets are. Oh, liquidity gone, 44.50. This thing is going to move higher. Completely pulled it. Let's go 44.55. Still holding. Still holding. Booyah. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. There's 44.51. I'm going to set a limit order to close at 44.55. How about that? 44.55. Let's see if I can get it. All right, limit order in for 44.55. How do we get the streams every day? Register on Patreon. If you want the Discord streams, yes, you'll have to register on Patreon and get in there. Be aware though, there's only 9 days left in the month, and you'll get charged if you do sign up for Patreon now. You'll get charged now, and you'll get charged again on April 1st. That's just the way Patreon bills. I have no control over that, but until I get the website, that's what I have to do. So just be aware of that, please. Just be aware. I'd hate for you to have to wait 10 days, but unfortunately, if you don't want to be double charged, that's the only thing we can do. All right, VIX coming on down. New lows on the VIX, 44.50 on the futures. NASDAQ is climbing back up. Man, I may take the 44.55 off and just let them go. We'll see. I don't know. I won't be greedy. Do you chart MES and ES separately? I noticed you added both your watch list. Is the price action the same? The price action is pretty much the same. I chart them just so people who are trading MES, I can correlate prices on them because the prices are slightly different. And the link to the Patreon is in the description of this video if that's something you want to take a look at. Let me know if you got any questions. The 10-year yield rises to 2.245, the highest it's been since May 2019. All right, so we got a little red. Tempted to put an OCO in for these babies and just kick back and relax. Let's see if we can touch 44.55 before coming on back down. If we do, Do all tiers get charged monthly? Yes. I am considering opening up a annual membership for April 1st. A lot of people have asked me, can we do an annual membership? My answer is I would love to. The only thing I'm trying to figure out is, will Patreon let me offer some sort of benefit for doing so? So yeah. And once I get that question answered, I will open up the annual membership option. I know some people prefer to pay annual. VIX still very much down, 23.55 and falling. SPX lags. Well, that's what I'm looking for, Brownie. That's the question I'm looking to be answered before I go with it. Once I have the website up and running, absolutely, there will be there's some sort of benefit to having the annual. But right now, Patreon's Patreon. I got to do what they got to do. All right, so now we're going to go to 44.55. I'm still holding. If we blast 44.55, do I still have that open order open? Hold on, stand by. I do still have it open. Do I want to let it breach if we get there? Man, we ate up that right there. 44.55. Still holding these babies. Do I want to close? That's what I'm thinking at. I might hold them. I think I'm going to set an OCO and just kind of ride these babies. And if we break out here, it's going to go right back to the top of the AM range. All right, there's 44.54. Let's go. All right, 44.50 is gone. Now we're going to 44.57. Still long, still long, still long. There's 44.55. There's 44.56. All right, I'm going to put in an order for 44.56 and take them there just because I think we're going to have a little retracement off of that level. I am out. Close my longs. I am out. Oh, man. All right. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. 44.57 looking weak. Blasted through that. And now it's going on up. Going on up. $44.58 and climbing. Nice play. Nice play. Almost caught the full bottom there. Is there a delay on this? Couple of seconds. Couple of seconds. And this is where you can use this a lot to identify key levels to plan an entry. And I entered right about here, 44.57 or 44.56. What was my fill? 44.55.50 was my fill. So right there. Now we're just a touch above that, $4 higher. Do I see this hitting 450? Man, that's a long stretch. If we do hit that, then we'll be back in, all right, bullish nature. We're not that far off, but we're not that far off. And that's what I was looking for, a little retracement, a little bounce off of it, but it shifted higher. It went from 44.57 to 44.60. Beautiful day, man. What a beautiful day. Now just hanging out 44.57. Nice, Alex. Well done. What were your plays? 43%. Nice Kuno Kung Fu for you. Trade the chart, not your hearts. There you go. Can you make a bookmap video? Yep. Once I finish up the conversation today with the bookmap, then we'll start talking about developing some content for you all. I want to have a conversation with them first to make sure that they're okay with that. Hey, what's up, HD? Thank you. Appreciate the comments. Do you see any new swing setups for next week? After today, possibly. Today is going to be the decision point of what's going to happen. Are we going to touch 4,400 and retrace 4,430, or are we going to go on up and test 4,500? We'll see. If we test 4,500, I'll be as bullish as the rest of them. 45.25 to be exact, but I'm just ballparking there. All right, so we ate up all that liquidity. We may actually continue to go up here. Right back to the top of the AM range. Going up, going up. Dang it. 44.60. See ya. Good visual representation of all this stuff just wiping out the liquidity. Bam. Eat up those orders, go. Eat up those orders, go. So that's why I love this thing, man. It's very visual. It's good to learn visually. It's good to learn visually. But I'm not chasing. I exited the position. It sucks a lot watching this thing continue to go after I exited right here. But I'm not going to chase. I'm not going to chase. I'm going to let this thing do its thing, and we'll figure out a new entry. I had a fantastic play there. I'm having a very green day so far. Now, just waiting for the new setup. A trellis to make you jealous. I like it. So, anybody doing any gardening? Gardening season is coming up, man. I love it. Big gardener. I love it. Very calming for me. Huge gardener. Have a mini orchard. Nice. I like it. Yeah, gardening for me is like it's therapy, man. It's being out with nature, growing your own food. You know, the kids absolutely love it. You know, I get them involved. Yesterday I went and got the seeds, and we're gonna plant some stuff in the our mini little greenhouse little thing. Love it, man. Love it. Lawn care. Lawn care is a good one. How we can find such a chart? Yeah, I post all of the. I post my TradingView link for all my Patreon subscribers. My whole setup. It's got all my indicators on it. I post it in the market analysis channel if you are in there. I couldn't tell you. I've never tried it, Sir Poker. Never tried it. I'll probably I'll start to see green if I start gardening. I love it. I love it. That cracks me up. I did 45% on that move up. Nice, Matthew. Well done. It is. Yeah, canning at the end of the season is good stuff. I love it. I'm a huge tomato fan. Huge tomato fan. Uh, so yeah, I love growing some good tomatoes. I make my own gravy, tomato gravy. Fantastic. Got the recipe down. Canned tomatoes. Good stuff. What's up, Trav? Yep, definitely range day so far. Definitely range day so far. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these puts. Right now, I'm just playing other plays, letting those things ride out. Uh, if we go any much higher, I'll probably go ahead and close them. But what I'm looking for is any kind of retracements back down, and then I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't decided if I'm going to add or close. We're kind of at that decision point. I probably won't hold them into tomorrow unless I see a huge breakdown. Man. All right, so we got some red. Back down. I'm close to my exit point. This is kind of what I was talking about. Be careful chasing it because you get everybody up there, boom, and then now red candles. So how do Tesla options look? My 800 puts, 325 are getting smashed, although when'd you enter? Thanks, HG. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. I would recommend a newer trader focus on one. Otherwise, you're going to have flight of thought. You're going to be all over the place. So focus on one and then build from there. I would recommend focus on long calls, long puts, trading options, and then go to learning how to throw in a little bit of trading futures. MES, start with MES, and then learn how to write premium. Learn how to play spreads if you've got, as long as you have the account balance for it. So. All right, so we're coming down a little bit. Another red, 44.52, and falling. And that's a perfect example of not trying to time the top. I took my exit at 45.55.50, And now we went up to 45.60 and came back down. It's fine. I didn't get the top, so be it. But I missed the little reversal. We'll see how far this falls. We got Euro close in what? Hour 30? Nice, Justin. E-Trade rejected my futures application. That's odd. Yeah, I've never heard of that, unless you just don't have the funds to cover. Oh, right in the middle of the range. I do not recommend placing a trade right in the middle of the range. This is a high-risk trade because you're guessing. We're right smack dab in the middle. Play the bottom, play the tops. Don't piddle in the middle. What about some credit spreads today? I'm looking. I was looking at some PCSs earlier. 43.70 was the lowest I could get for some decent credit. Not sure if that is comfortable to me, but we'll see. Now it's 44.10. It's popped up above us. 4,500 is on up there. It's only 35 points away though, so probably won't add any zeros. I'll start tranching in for Fridays. Let's go Friday, March 25th. I'm not putting any CCSs on for Friday. Not putting any CCS for Friday. Not yet. Okay. All right, I'm looking at putting on a PCS for Friday right now. See if I can get a fill. I'll post that in the the Theta Trades channel if I can get a fill on it. What are the yellow line indicators on TradingView? That is the AM range. We trade a range system as part of one of our strategies. Big details in the Tier 4 channel, which is where we got to discuss how to apply that, because we know what it is. All it is the high and low between market open and 10:05, but how to play it is a little more in depth. There's a lot of different rules to it. It's very dynamic. If you provide any free strategy for beginners in YouTube videos, I would love to go through them. I mean, I go over everything that ties in with my system with the YouTube, and that's all free, of course. You can watch all my YouTube videos. That's everything about my system. How I trade spreads, how I pick my strikes, how I calculate and pick deltas for my long positions. And then, of course, my most recent video is futures, how to trade futures on a very basic beginner level. And then we'll kind of roll out a little more advanced videos as we go along. So. And then, of course, if there's anything else you want to see, let me know. I'm always happy to take requests. Do you hold your PCSs overnight? I hold the only spreads I will hold overnight are the ones that I position for Friday, my Friday tranche. Other than that, nope, I don't hold them overnight. Like, I don't hold one DT positions overnight for like Monday to Tuesday or Tuesday to Wednesday. You're welcome. Yeah. For sure. I don't have a spot for testimonials. That's something one of the website will hold. However, if you want to ask a question, I'm sure someone will give their feedback on it. So when Vet says, I'd rather be short PCSs, what does that mean? I thought PCSs was a bullish position. PCSs are a bullish position, but what he's saying is that in this particular week, he would rather be short PCSs than short CCSs because he thinks the risk is to the upside. He's saying that the market is more likely to climb upwards than to fall below his PCS short strikes. So that's what he's saying. In terms of his shorts, he's not talking about 50-point movements. He's talking about like the wide out stuff. The wide out stuff. Like the PCS strikes that he plays on a weekly basis that are way down there. That's what he's saying. All right, if you are tier 2 and above, I just posted a spread in the Theta Trade channel. Big old green candle, 44.62. Right there. No upwards resistance to 44.70. It looks like we're going up to the AM high. That's what it looks like. We're just trending on upwards. All right, well, I'm going to have to go ahead and call that in the morning. Going to go grab a quick protein shake and some breakfast before I get on this call with Bookmap. I'll let you all know what the details are. Also, be on the lookout. I'm going to go ahead and post the details for the changes coming up in April. I'll post them in the general room here so we can all talk about it. If you have any questions about it, there are going to be some changes. So if you have questions about why, when, where, let me know, and we'll go through all those this afternoon. Everything is in growth for the channel, for the community, to make it better and bring more value to you all. So I'm going to add a few different features that will kind of give back to the tier 1 and help us get together and learn how to do this in the long term. So be on the lookout for that. I'll post that later today, and the details about the Bookmap conversation to kind of see if we can give you all some good value with Bookmap. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. If you're new to the channel, head over to the Discord. Tell me what you think. Let me know if you have any questions about a particular tier. Head over to the Patreon and figure out if you want to be a part of that. Be aware of the double charge, though, until April 1st. Until then, I will see you all bright and early on Wednesday for the YouTube, and then possibly later this afternoon for the Discord, as long as we have some volatility. Y'all take it easy. I'm out.